Level 100. The pinnacle of power for a Pokemon. Very few Pokemon ever reach this level. This is a series of videos in which I push Pokemon's levels to the absolute limit by raising them to 100 in unconventional ways and environments. Because, more or less, I'm crazy. This is the Level 100 Gauntlet. I hope you enjoy.
Hey everyone, it's Absol, and I'm super excited about Gold and Silver versions re-releasing on the Virtual Console. So in order to pass the time waiting for these things to be released after I pre-purchased them, I decided I'd do a little Level 100 Gauntlet, which would also conveniently tie into my Gotta Catch 'Em All Lola quest. This Gauntlet today will revolve around the Pokemon Cosmog and Cosmoem. The obvious intended way to use these Pokemon is to fully evolve them into the legendary Solgaleo and Lunala, because on their own, these Pokemon really aren't that great. They have a move pool of Splash, Teleport, and Cosmic Power. But I want to try and train them to level 100, and I'm going to try and do it without the interference of any other Pokemon. That means that Cosmog and Cosmoem will be fighting their own battles in this gauntlet, which sounds impossible, but there are some creative ways in which we can make them gain some experience anyway. I started out by raising both Cosmog's affection to the maximum limit in Pokemon Refresh. This gives them both an experience boost and an extra little battle boost that will be very handy for the way that I'm raising these Pokemon. And then I gave one of them a Focus Sash, which at the time I didn't know was an expendable item that would disappear after one use.
Alright, so it is day one now, and I'm ready to start training now that I've done all the prep work. So let me explain what exactly I'm going to do to train these things since they can't attack. Today's island destination is Pony Plains on Pony Island, where in the Shaking Trees you can encounter wild Primeapes with the move Final Gambit. Final Gambit is a move that makes the user faint. So my goal is to have a Primeape use Final Gambit on Cosmog, have Cosmog manage to survive either with a focus item or with the affection bonus from Pokemon Refresh, and then have it gain experience from a Primeape that basically just defeated itself. Then the other Cosmog in my party will also gain experience through the experience share. I'm going to just try this method out for now, but I might eventually have to resort to trying other methods of training these Pokemon without other Pokemon's interference, because this method is kind of inconsistent. There are just a bunch of independent probabilities that I have to rely on in order for this to work, and the stars just kind of have to align in order for me to actually gain experience for this. And I'm going to explain why now with some Primeape probabilities, or Primeape percentages. First of all, there's an 80% chance that a Primeape will appear from the tree, which isn't bad. But the Primeapes here range from level 54 to 57, and only the level 57 Primeapes carry the move Final Gambit. So assuming that the distribution of levels is equal, I have an extra 25% chance of trying to encounter that level 57 Primeape. And then on top of that, once I get into battle, I have a 50% chance that the Primeape will either use Screech, which is a non-damaging move, or Final Gambit. And then on top of that, I have to hope that my first Cosmog survives, either through the 10% chance that the Focus Band activates after I realize that the Focus Sash is a one-time use item, or through the unknown percent chance that it will hang on with 1 HP through Pokemon Refresh and its affection bonus. I'm going to at least try this method out until I have the first Cosmog evolved into a Cosmoem, and then I'll figure out what to do from there depending on how much time I have left before Gold and Silver.
Even if the focus band fails, the other one's gonna get some EXP. That's handy. That's super handy.
Alright, it's like 10 o'clock. The night is young. Well, maybe not young, it's probably adolescent or something now. I've got a little light fixture set up to remind me what's going on. And got my 3DS ready for a long session of training. My goal is to try and get Dense Nebby evolved into Cosmoem tonight. Let's see if we can get that done.
Let's go, Dense Nebby. Toughen it out. Alright, with that one, we have reached level 40 and 41 because Dense Nebby kept fainting a lot. But yeah, I'd say that's pretty good progress for the first day. It is now actually 3 a.m., so it's super early in the morning. But I think I'm going to go get some sleep, resume this when I wake up, and I have some new ideas for how I can level this thing up, so I might try that out in the morning after I evolve it, or whenever I get around to that tomorrow. So yeah, good night. It's a brand new day. Got it exactly a week until Pokemon Gold comes out on Virtual Console. And I'm ready for some soft resets and final gambits. At least for a little bit. Let's go at it. Alright, Dense Nebby's about to evolve. Cosmoem. Look at that. Can't eat. Alright, so it's been like 2 or 3 hours this morning, and as you can see, I've barely made any progress at all. So I'm gonna be changing things up after I take a little break. It's a brand new day. I spent pretty much like all of yesterday playing Smash at a tournament. 5 days remain until Gold and Silver come out, and I'm about to go hang out with some friends, but I'm bringing my 3DS with me, and I'm going to try out these new methods of leveling up Cosmog and Cosmoem.
And this method is something I already used back in 2014 in my Gumi Quest video, where I raised a Pokemon to level 100 only using Pokemon captures. If I play my cards right, I should get these Nebbys up to level 100 without having them lift a single finger, or whatever you call their appendage cosmic arm things. I find it kind of funny that at the end of the Gumi Quest video, I say, I don't know if I'm gonna do it again. And now 3 years later, here I am, doing it again. Because it's the easier method.
Oh no, I just got salsa on my DS. I'm gonna napkin that in a second. We got another capture. Level 46, let's go. Alright, the venue has changed from a Mexican restaurant to a coffee shop, but I have got my first box right here for this challenge. And I'm at level 55 and 53, so alright, I think I'm off to a pretty good start considering how long it took me to gain levels yesterday, so, or the day before yesterday, I mean. So let's keep going. I've been getting a pretty crazy number of critical captures doing this. I forgot how that worked, but I think it has something to do with the amount of Pokemon you have registered in your Pokédex. Yeah.
I didn't make much progress during the day on day 4 because I was primarily using Dusk Balls, which only work effectively at night. And I actually forgot that I could make the game nighttime with the Altar of the Sun. So I made most of my progress at night when it was dark.
I've read online a few times that you shouldn't get much screen time before bed because it makes it harder to fall asleep. But I've never really had that happen with me. I've been doing this for years. I'm just gonna keep on doing it. Ending for the night at a respectable level 77 and 74. I've got a little bit over 180 Pokemon right now. Actually not as good as yesterday where I caught over 100 in a day, but I think I can top that tomorrow. Good night.
On day 5, I caught so many Pokemon that I had to actually restock on Quick Balls and Dusk Balls, which I had hundreds of before I started.
The scaled experience point formula in 7th gen compared to the regular experience point formula in 6th gen has made a pretty big difference. Back when I did Gumi Quest, where I raised a Gumi from level 1 to 100 with only captures, I did it in a matter of 283 Pokemon. Right now, my Cosmoem is barely at level 90 and Cosmog's at 84, and I have 373 Pokemon captured so far. So, still have a ways to go, but I'm not completely discouraged yet. I can get this done before Friday. Daytime again. Let's get this finished.
I started out day 6 by making a much-needed trip to the Altar of the Sun.
And now, as you can see, since it is daytime outside, since I'm in the alternate world, it is now nighttime in-game.
I spent a lot of the day going on a crazy catching spree. And then, of course, a random shiny appeared.
I can't believe this right now. Shiny Pelipper. Pelipper's actually been the most problematic Pokemon to catch on this Gauntlet so far. I don't know why, but it seems a little bit harder to catch than others. But this is still super cool. Yeah, see? Caught it. Nice. I kind of lost count of how many Pokemon I've caught so far, but when I go back to the PC, I'll see which number this was. This Pelipper right here was the 505th Pokemon on this Gauntlet. Unreal. Shortly after that Pelipper, with this Golduck, I have reached 510 Pokemon, filling up all of the rest of my spare boxes in the PC right now. So I'm about to have to transfer all of these Pokemon over to Bank before I can continue. So, let's go do that. And that is Cosmog reaching level 100. And that's level 100 for Cosmo. So at the end of it all, I caught 650 Pokemon over the course of this challenge. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, probably with something from my Johto adventures.